Hundreds of firefighters in Almeria are continuing to battle Spain's deadliest wildfire in 2 decades. 4 Britons are believed to be among the 12 people killed, while 23 others are still missing. Officials say light winds and high humidity are helping crews, but the size of the fire still poses challenges. Well, we're now joined by Andy Devey, who was evacuated from his home in El Pinar. Andy, thanks so much for joining us. Take us through what it was like when you were evacuated.
Good evening, good afternoon, Sean. We first became aware of smoke on the horizon about 6:30 on Thursday evening, and our local WhatsApp group, we were alerts. And then by 7 o'clock, there were emergency sirens going off. I was monitoring the wind through weather apps, and we could see the smoke very quickly moving towards us. Now, I live on the western edge of El Pinar, and the western ridge is covered with pine trees, which gives its name, El Pinar. And we could see that the fire was progressing extremely fast, which was really scary. We'd already packed our travel bags with passports, essential belongings, a few clothes and things. And within no time we evacuated. But what we did do before we set off, we let a couple of neighbours know who were sat watching television, oblivious to anything, and they very quickly followed us out. But I would estimate that fire was travelling more than a kilometre every 10 minutes. And behind that western ridge, there's a valley that runs north-south along what's known as the Miners' Route. And that was in exactly the same direction as the wind, which was strong, about 25 kilometres an hour and 40 degrees. So the two accelerated each other and propagated it straight across to shortly cut the main road between Bedar and Los Cajados, which is the main access out of Bedar and from some of the outlying areas. And to be honest with you, Sean, some of them flame dry, so they must have been 30 metres high.
Wow.
So what we did, we evacuated down the road to Los Cajados, which is the other side of the main motorway, the A7, and sat watching it. But the scary part is we all have these cameras, security cameras. So we were sat watching the flames travelling towards the house until we lost the camera feed.
So your house is destroyed. You know it's been burned.
I don't believe so. A small number of neighbours have got operating Wi-Fi's. Many of the houses, we believe, have still got electric on, which I think mine has. And from remote imaging, although they're fairly grainy, it looks like all the land clearance that I did and my friends do earlier on this during the winter to prepare for this paid off. But when you see flames so high, even though I built rope walls around to the south side of my house, which was the direction where the wind come from, you just don't know. And we initially evacuated down to a hotel in Mahaca because there was a system through the local authorities, but we didn't want to overwhelm them. So I thought, well, we can quite capable of taking care of ourselves and let the people that really need help.
Andy, so it sounds like you did some clearance of the vegetation before year, and that might have saved your home.
I believe so. It's all esparto grasses, which 100 years ago they used to clear it, and it all went into England to form the pulp for newspapers, but that's all since stopped. So this time, the last rain we had was about 5 millimetres on the 7th of May.
Wow.
So we've had more than 2 months of no rain, so everything is tinder dry. And with that heat and such a strong wind and the direction of the wind, it travels so fast that even with alerts, people in the remote areas were going to struggle because they've only got one way in and out normally. And unfortunately, some of the houses, their access is along the dry riverbeds.
Andy, we're seeing pictures of the devastation and those flames that you were talking about. What do you know when you're in that situation? Do you know the way out? Is it obvious that you follow one route out?
Yeah, we do. We've got 2 ways in and out of El Pinar, and I'm fully aware of both. Now, you're showing the firefighters those guys are doing an absolutely brilliant job. There's members of the army involved. They've got seaplanes picking up water from the harbour at Garucha, and they're doing it in like a convoy system. You've got the helicopters and all the pilots. They can pick up from pools, and because of this situation, all the water imbalances, as we call them, what for the agricultural, they're all marked up in bright green, so the helicopter pilots can see them even during smoke. So that, but they are doing an absolutely brilliant job, and they are all putting themselves at risk. I mean, you can see how close to the flames they are. I believe fire engines, they carry about 8 cubic metres of water, so they're doing backwards and forwards. I think there's been about 150 fire tenders involved. But last night, I mean, we've evacuated to a friend's place 20 kilometres away. So I was watching the fire progressing from their roof, and it had travelled to the southeast towards a village called Wildfire, which I believe has also been evacuated. It was going over the hill towards Lubrin, and El Marshal in that direction had been evacuated. But it were also travelling north towards another village called Antas, along the line of the hills. So between one end and the other, probably 5 or 6 kilometres. And as you can see, the fire, it's like a ribbon of flames running from one end to the other. So you imagine, even with an army, they have got top weight on trying to put that out. But today we've had less wind, which has got to be an advantage for firefighting.
Andy, so you said you went round to neighbours' houses and they were watching telly and they followed you very quickly. Do you know if all your neighbours have got out safely, all your friends and family?
As far as we know, yes. Unfortunately, there are fatalities and people injured, and as like you said earlier, I believe there are still 23 missing. But if you look at the images of the cars that's been circulated, the glass has gone, the paint's gone, the wheels have melted, so it'll be very difficult to identify them vehicles unless maybe the engine number's stamped on engine block. It's been that bad as the heat.
Andy, I hope you managed to return to your home soon, and I hope it hasn't been destroyed by the fire. The work you did clearing that vegetation has worked. And thank you. Yeah, you're smiling, smiling. And I really do hope that it all works out well for you.
And I want to send out my best wishes out to everybody that's affected. As a community, we will pull together and see what we can do to help each other out. We're a multicultural, multi-language community. I'm mixed with the Spanish because I'm a fluent speaker, but everybody pulls together in these circumstances.
Yeah, well, our thoughts are all with you. Thank you very much indeed, Andy, Devey. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you.